Hi Sumates, welcome back once again to my channel. In today's video we are going to make an Ankara trouser. Actually it is a joggers, so we are making a joggers with side pockets. If you are new to my channel, you are welcome. If you have subscribed already to this channel, you are also welcome. I upload videos in this channel every Wednesdays and Thursdays, so click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Or you can also check us every Wednesdays and Sundays for new videos. Okay, with that fully understood, let's get into the video. So I'm going to start up by marking my baseline. This is something I like doing before any other thing. So here is my baseline. So now that we have created our baseline, the next thing I'm going to do is to insert our crotch depth. To insert your crotch depth, you have to divide your hip measurement by 4. Whatever you get, that will serve as your crotch depth. But I always like adding 1 inch to mine just to ease around the hip area. So dividing my hip measurement by 4, I'm going to get 11 inches. Now adding 1 inch to the 11 inches, I'm going to get 12 inches. Remember, this is a jogger trouser, and I'm going to be making use of this 2-inch band here for the waist and for around the ankle. So when I'm marking my crotch depth, instead of me to mark in 12 inches like this, I'm going to throw out 2 inches like this, and then I will mark wherever I have my 12 inches. This is because this band is already 2 inches, so it's as good as marking 10 inches. Then when you add this 2 inches band to it, it will give you 12 inches. And also note that I'm going to use 1/2 inch to hem this, so I'll mark 12.5. I hope that is clear. 12.5. Then I will create a line. So now guys, the next thing to do is to mark in my hip measurement along the waistline here. I'm doing this because I will use band to sew. So now that I have marked my hip measurement along my waistline here, the next thing I'm going to do is to insert my thigh measurement. My thigh is 28. When you divide it into 2, I'm going to get 14. Then I'm going to mark 14 inches here. When it comes to your thigh, you divide it into 2 and not into 4. So now that I have marked my thigh measurement, the next thing I'm going to do is to insert my hip measurement along this same line. Remember, it is 11 inches, so I'm just going to trace my 11 inches and mark. Now I can connect from this line here to this one. So from the waistline here, the next thing I'm going to do is to insert my knee length. So my knee length is, where is it again? So from the waist to the knee is 22.5 inches, which is here. Please ignore this panel beaters around my area. Let the sound of what they are doing not distract you. So let's continue. I'm going to trace the line. Then from my waist line to my ankle, that's the full length of the trouser, is 39. But I'm not going to mark 39 because remember our 2-inch band that I want to be at the down part of my trouser. So instead of marking 39, I'm going to mark 37.5. 37. I'm adding the ½ inch because you know we are going to hem it. So the ½ inch is for the hemming allowance. I'm making this line bold so that you guys will be able to see what I'm actually marking. There was a day I made a video after reading my Psalms. I found out that the camera wasn't picking the markings and I have to recreate the video, and that was a lot of wasted time for me. Like, I was really mad, I must confess. I was very angry that particular day. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to find the middle point of my trouser. So from here to here is 11 inches. Dividing 11 into 2, that will give us 5.5. Yeah, that will give us 5.5. So I'm going to, this is the middle. So on the new line, I'm also going to mark in my 5.5 inches. On the ankle, I'm also going to mark my 5.5. So this is the middle of our trouser. If you want, you can connect the lines like that, but I don't want to connect the lines. So now on the new line here, I'm going to impute my new measurement. So my round new measurement is 17.5. When you divide 17.5, let's divide it together. 17.5 into 2, you are going to get 8.75. So this 8.75, I'm still going to go ahead and divide it again. So after dividing it, I'll place it on this middle line that we marked earlier, and I will mark so now this is our new line measurement. You see that? Now on my ankle, I'm going to divide my round ankle into 2. 13 divided by 2 will give us 6.5. Then on this line, this mark that we made, I'm going to divide 6.5 into 2. 6.5, dividing it into 2, we have 3.25. So I'm going to add what we got here. So now after marking, I'll come to our crotch line here. I'm going to go up by 1.5 inch, then I will connect. So from here, I'm going to connect like this. I hope you guys can see this. I'm making the lines bold enough. So that is it for my crotch. Then I'm going to connect from this line now to my nail length line. Then from here to blend this place up, like just smoothing it in. Don't want it to be sharp like that. Then I'm going to connect from here to here. You see that? And with this, we are done with the drafting, so we just have to cut out now. Blend this area, don't make it sharp. Cut out my waistline. So I'm just going to cut this out and show you guys. And I'm done cutting the front part of our trouser. You can see how beautiful it's looking already. So I'm going to cut the back part. So I'm just going to set up the fabric and we'll continue with that. So now guys, I'm done setting up the fabric. We are about cutting the back part of our trouser. So I'm going to add my allowance. I'm going to add 2.5 inches allowance. If you notice, we did not add any allowance to the front part, so I'm adding 2.5 inches to the back part now. 2.5, and on this crotch line here, I'm going to add 3 inches seam allowance. Then I will continue with my 2.5 inch seam allowance. 2.5. So I also mark 2.5 inches all through. So you mark 2.5 inches along this side. Here you put in 3 inches. Along here, 2.5. I'm cutting this way. I'm taking here. So you can ignore this place. So I'm taking here. So now, lovely people, we have our front and our back piece. Guys, something actually happened when I was cutting our bucket. Like, I ran out of camera space. I didn't know that it wasn't filming any longer. So I'm here to remedy that problem. This is our fabric. This is the front piece of the fabric. I'm just going to repeat everything concerning the pocket. Now, ignore these lines that you're seeing. Act as if you are not seeing them, because I'm going to tell us how I marked them. So now, this is our waistline. I marked 6 inches on my waistline. Can you see that? Then I marked 3 inches. From that same point, I went in 3 inches again. 3 by 6.5. From here to here is 3 inches, and from here to here that you have this slant curve is 6.5 inches. Now for the pocket depth I took 10 inches. So now this line you are seeing here is the 3 inches by 6.5 inches line that I marked. But while I was cutting my pocket, I left ½ inch all the way down like this, because I'm going to use ½ inch to sew my front piece to the pocket facing. Now I create this line, just forming a pocket bag. So now this is our pocket bag. Can you see the cut I was telling you guys? Along that 3 by 6.5 inch, but add your sewing allowance when you are cutting yours out. Now this is our pocket bag. I have 2 of it. It's the same 6 by 10 inches. This is our pocket bag, and this is my pocket facing. As you can see, is exactly as the one I have on my front fabric here. So if I'm going to sew now, I'm going to place this like this, and I'm going to sew ½ inch top stitch on it. Well, without wasting our time, let me show you guys. Let me start the sewing already. So sewmates, here we are. I'm on my sewing machine now. I didn't plan to make a sewing video. There is this saying that says, when life gives you lemon, you make a lemonade. So since we had that error, let me show us how to sew the pocket. So now I'm going to take ½ inch. Take my ½ inch. And sew the pocket facing to the front piece of our trouser. Cut this. Then I'm going to top stitch on it. So I'm top stitching towards the pocket side, not your main fabric part. So I'm top stitching on the pocket part. So now guys, I've top stitch on our pocket area. Can you see that? I'm going to do that to the other fabric before sewing our pocket bag. I'll show you guys. So when you are done sewing, you are going to put this inside. You flip it over like this. As you can see, our pocket is forming already. So I'm going to sew the second one. So this is the second one. You press this down. Now I'm going to attach our pocket bag. This is it here. So if you want to attach it, this pocket facing, you hold it like this. You place them together like this and sew ½ inch all the way like this, and you can stop here. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and sew. So can you see that, guys? Our pocket is formed already. So guys, this is the joggers trouser that we made. You can see the band I was talking about, the 2 inches band we added. We also added it here around our ankle area. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So like I said, I like my bands to be outside like this. I don't like sewing it inside. With the ankle area, as you can see here, I left it outside. I think it adds more beauty to our joggers. So if you notice, you see that mine is a little bit huggy, but if you want yours to be very loose, you can measure yourself and add the necessary allowance you'll be needing. Like you can give yourself, instead of measuring yourself like this, very close like this, you can give yourself enough space. That is if you want it to be very loose, but I like mine this way. So guys, I implore you to go and practice, cut and sew your own jogger trouser today. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Bye.